Hi, I'm Nguyen Thi Tran, a professor of biology at Montgomery College. Today we're studying the tissue level. There are four major types of human tissue. An understanding of the major tissue types will help you understand the next higher levels of organization in the body, the organs and organ systems. Eventually, your knowledge of histology or the biology of tissue will give you a better appreciation of the nature of the whole body. Although a number of subtypes are present in the body, all tissues can be classified by their structure and function into four principal types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue may be divided into two types: covering and lining epithelium and glandular epithelium. Covering and lining epithelium covers and protects the body surface, lines body cavities, specializes in moving substances into and out of the body or particular organs. Glandular epithelium constitutes the secreting portion of glands such as the thyroid gland, adrenal glands, and sweat glands. Classification of epithelial tissue based on layers of cells. An arrangement of epithelial cells in a single layer is called simple epithelium. If epithelial cells are layered one on another, the tissue is called stratified epithelium. Classification of epithelium tissue based on cell shape. The shape of membranous epithelial cells may be used for classification purposes. For cell shapes: squamous, cuboidal, columnar, and pseudostratified epithelium. The first type, simple squamous epithelium. You will see the nucleus in the middle of the cell looks round or spherical. The next slide also simple squamous epithelium. And this one from the side, the previous one is the view from above. Simple cuboidal epithelium. As you see, a single layer of cube-shaped cells and a spherical nucleus in the center of the cell. The arrow is pointing at the nucleus in the middle or center of the cell. Next slide, the same simple cuboidal epithelium. And the next one, simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple columnar epithelium. A single layer of tall, column-shaped cells that can be non-ciliated with microvilli or ciliated. And you see the goblet cells, they clear and look like glass of wine shape. That's goblet cells secreting mucus. The next slide is also simple columnar epithelium. You see the pink structure, look like a glass of wine again, that goblet cell. Again, simple columnar epithelium. So the level of nuclei the same, and also the shape look oval, and the cells, all of them from the base to the apical surface. And the arrow is pointing at goblet cell. The next one, stratified epithelium, is characterized by multiple layers of cells with typical flattened cells at the outer surface. So the complete name of this tissue is stratified squamous epithelium. Again, you see flat apical layered cells with more cuboidal basal cells that continually divide. Again, this one, stratified squamous epithelium. Notice the top cells. The shape is flat or squamous. You have on your left side stratified squamous epithelium and simple columnar epithelium on the right side. Now we go to pseudostratified columnar epithelium. What does it mean by pseudo? Pseudo means false, right? Pseudostratified epithelium, the cells are of differing heights, and many are not tall enough to reach the upper surface, and the placement of cell nuclei at odd and irregular levels in the cells so gives the false impression of stratification. And actually, there is only one single layer of non-ciliated or ciliated cells attached to the basement membrane. Pseudostratified columnar epithelium and the light pink structure goblet cells. Next one the same, pseudostratified columnar epithelium goblet cells. The next one, transitional epithelium. It is a unique arrangement of differing cell shapes in a stratified or layered epithelial sheet. Variable appearance with flat apical cells in response to stretch, returning to rounder appearance when pressure subsides. Transitional epithelium lines urinary bladder and portions of the ureters and urethra and allows urinary organs to stretch and maintain protective lining while holding variable amounts of fluid without rupturing. So again, transitional epithelium, look at the top cells. It's round. They are round, not flat, and many layers. So transitional epithelium. Now we're going to talk about the second type of tissue, connective tissue. Connective tissue is specialized to support the body and its parts, connect and hold them together, transport substances through the body, and protect it from foreign invaders. The cells in connective tissue are often separated by large quantities of matrix. The first type, areolar connective tissue. This is one of the most widely distributed connective tissues. The matrix of areolar connective tissue contains of numerous fibers and cells, typically many interwoven collagen fibers and elastic fibers. Fibroblasts are usually present in the greatest number of areolar tissue. So on this slide, you see the blue oval dot. They are fibroblasts, and the sharp string, it is elastic fiber, and the bundle in pink, they are collagen fibers. So again, for areolar connective tissue, please look for collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and fibroblasts. The next slide is also areolar connective tissue, and I hope you can identify the three components of this kind of tissue: collagen fiber in bundle, pink, elastic fibers, sharp and look darker, and the oval shape, fibroblast. The next one, areolar connective tissue, again, collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and fibroblasts. Adipose tissue contains of adipocytes. The cells specialize to store triglycerides or fats as a large centrally located droplet, and the cytoplasm and nucleus are pushed to the periphery of the cell. The next slide, you see the adipose tissue with the very small dot at the periphery of the cell. It is nucleus. And the next one the same, and you see the arrow, it is pointing at the nucleus of the adipose tissue. Adipose tissue again. Reticular connective tissue, the interlacing network of reticular fibers and reticular cells. Let's give it a nickname, the cherry tree connective tissue. You see that? So the branches, they are the reticular fibers, and the fruit, the dot-like structures, reticular cells. Again, reticular connective tissue. Areolar connective tissue, adipose tissue, and reticular connective tissue are loose connective tissue because the fibers of this kind of tissue are loosely arranged between the cells. Let's go to the dense connective tissue. Dense connective tissue contains more fibers and which are thicker and more densely packed, but has considerably fewer cells than loose connective tissue. Three types of dense connective tissues are dense regular connective tissue, dense irregular connective tissue, and elastic connective tissue. But in this video, we're just covering the dense regular connective tissue. Let's find out why it has such a name. Because dense regular connective tissue consists mainly of collagen fibers regularly arranged in parallel bundles with fibroblasts in rows between bundles. That's why it has the name dense regular connective tissue. You see the collagen fibers and the fibroblasts, the round dots there. Next one, same dense regular connective tissue. Again, collagen fibers and fibroblasts in a row. Cartilage. There are three types of cartilage found in human body: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and fibrocartilage. When you talk about cartilage, look for a specialized cell. It is called chondrocyte in the lacuna. Lacuna, by the way, is space. So the first type of cartilage is hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage takes its names from a Greek word hyalos, or glass. The name is appropriate because the low amount of collagen in the matrix gives hyaline cartilage a shiny and translucent appearance. Fine collagen fibers are not visible with ordinary staining techniques, and again, you can find chondrocytes in lacunae. This slide for you to review. The left side of this slide is hyaline cartilage, and the right side, I hope that you can find simple columnar epithelium and also pseudostratified epithelium. And this slide, elastic cartilage, contains fewer collagen fibers but large amounts of elastic fibers that give the matrix material a high degree of flexibility. This type of cartilage is found in the external ear and epiglottis and also in auditory tubes. And you see elastic cartilage with a lot of chondrocytes in the lacunae and elastic fibers. Fibrocartilage. The matrix is rigid and filled with dense packing of strong white collagen fibers and chondrocytes scattered. Fibrocartilage is the strongest and most durable type of cartilage. Location: pubic symphysis, intervertebral discs, and menisci of the knee. Osseous tissue. This is one of the most highly specialized form of connective tissue. You see the wheel-like structural unit of bone? It is called osteon. And also you see osteocyte in the lacuna. Muscle tissue composed of elongated cells called muscle fibers. Three types of muscle tissue are present in the body: skeletal muscle tissue, cardiac muscle tissue, and smooth muscle tissue. Muscle tissue generates force to produce body movements, maintain posture, and generate heat. On the picture, you see skeletal muscle tissue. The shape: long, cylindrical, striated with many nuclei at the periphery of the cell. Now we go to cardiac muscle tissue. You see the branched and striated cell with usually one centrally located nucleus, attached end to end by special intercalated discs. So again, cardiac muscle tissue look for striation and one nucleus in the middle of the cell and intercalated disc. Smooth muscle tissue. The central placement of a single nucleus in the spindle-shaped muscle fibers without striations. That's why it has the name smooth muscle. Smooth muscle tissue has small and tapering ends. Nervous tissue consists of two basic kinds of cells, nerve cells or neurons, and supporting cells called neuroglia. Here's the structure of a neuron. You see the dendrite, cell body, and the axon. The nervous tissue may be the most complex tissue in our body. It specializes in communication between the various parts of the body and in integration of their activities. This tissue's major function is the generation of complex messages for the coordination of body functions.